Imagine growing up in the city known as America's favorite playground, where you cherished each and every moment spent there because in a pool full of swimmers there were so many days you just knew you would drown. My town gave me grit, a smile, an appreciation for life, a frown. The city of casinos that was trumped up to be this glamorous attraction soon changed to be just a regular place of employment where people just wanted to be freed because they were treated as the size of mustard seeds, an unjust dichotomy in a game of monopoly, but a democracy was never reached. So this created an epidemic where local residents scrambled for these jobs to feed their families and make ends meet, only to be burned out and fired another broken family. A travesty, indeed. Politicians got involved to try and make a change. Although they saw a better way for us to live, greed took away their vision, just as the state snatched away our homes due to eminent domain. It's a damn shame. Homelessness, violence, and drugs plagued the city. The city was up in shambles, so angrily, my family stepped in and took a gamble with compassion, sincerity, and courage. Justice for all before we all perished. A goal and vision my family would inherit. A lot they accomplished, yet many failures. As a kid, I was embarrassed. Imagine growing up and not understanding any of this. You were young and didn't care about any of it, but politics followed you wherever you went. Let me vent. I saw hope through my family with the many people they've helped. They had vision for the people beyond their own well-being. In essence, a beautiful glance of the future was fleeting, while the immediate household was left dreaming for better days. Imagine being a child and given responsibilities outside of the norm. 5 kids in a 2-bedroom apartment. I learned to cook, wash clothes, and clean. Since our spot was so small, every dirt mark was seen. But we embraced it all. I tried to do as I was told, so when my parents weren't home, I had no other choice but to conform. Caring for my siblings made me love them that much more. But it was my mother's firstborn who did something to my life. Imagine being born into a condition outside of your control, unaware of your physical limitations, no voice to speak, yet still in tune with your soul. This child had an appreciation for life, but still my mind took flight with people's opinions and perception of him. Although he had no voice to speak, he let you know if he was displeased with the noise, and happiness was written on his face with this contagious grin. He showed gratitude for life by living unapologetically, a struggle we have as a people collectively, because we allow our lives and the wretched things that occur to wear us out emotionally. This child's chances of survival alone were slim to none. And knowing that I had to sacrifice a lot of my childhood fun, not truly thinking about my future, and if I would have one, I saw life through him when I could have been in my neighborhood, smoking, drinking, or playing with a gun. Imagine not being able to create, provide, just being your own vibe. So you're stuck on a piano trying to produce a tune so loud that the world pays attention to you. A forgotten somebody who wasn't given the ability like you to create a lifelong love song or the blues. But the only sadness that resides is within you, because a confined life could be so misconstrued. Imagine not being able to care for yourself. Can't say what you love or hate or tend to your own health. You can't even chase wealth. With each and every step, you need help. Life examples taught to be still in your thoughts and elevating our minds in the moment to avoid being an afterthought. But a lot of times our lives are so distraught because we take so much for granted. Granted, we all go through things in life, but there are so many others with deeper plights, and it's our human right to be their foresight and not adapt to society's perception of the vulnerable, because there are so many others who look at us and our lives they desire. We must ignite the fire that burns within us all. Our ancestors are who we stand on the shoulders of. We honor them by serving the helpless through selfless acts of pure love. This child, who was my brother, who couldn't speak, write, digest the foods that he would eat, had seizures that made him weak, was dependent on a slew of medications that ate at his liver, and became one of the main reasons he didn't outlive us, was born to autism and cerebral palsy. He is the light that shines through me, that at one point I didn't even know existed, even when I neglected my family, who I was, and unsure of my purpose and mere existence. Empathy for all, we must get rid of the resistance. Be grateful. Love our neighbors up close and personal. In an instant, what we have the power and capability to do, others lack and need the assistance. So I believe it's our right to create life-changing and enterprising systems for the forgotten people who fade away in the distance. But always recall while you're on this mission, my inspiration comes from my foundation, my family, my neighborhood, what we went through from a child all the way to adulthood, the broken youth who are hopeless and have misspoken, the homeless, the sick and weak, the oppressed, every day and week. Although the future may seem bleak and we have our voices to speak, it's an obligation to be empathetically innovative in our actions. Be angry enough with love and passion to bring about change for a progressive future in which all comes from the heart and soul for an entire nation. That is innovation. Thank you.